We're now going to talk about some typical PLR rights. These are different types of PLR rights that you're going to find. What I've done is I've constructed a PLR rights statement that contains many of the statements that you're likely to find. What I've done is I've set yeses and nos on some of them. So the first one is sell at your own price. Yes, well, you can sell at your own price anyway. Price fixing is in fact illegal. You can sell it at any price you choose to, and this is why quite often if you wait a little while you can sometimes pick up some PLR products dead cheap. You can pick them up for a couple of dollars even. Yes, you can put your name on as the author. That's typical with PLR as well. You can claim ownership and copyright. That's the whole point behind private label rights. Yes, you can add remove content as you want. Again, that's the point behind PLR rights. But on some of the others, if you're looking at master resale or resale rights, then no, you can't do this. You can't edit the content, so that's why it's here. This is something you may well see when you're looking at PLR rights. I want you to understand them all. Yes, it can be added to paid membership sites. Again, that's fairly typical with private label rights. Most people will allow you to add it to paid memberships. Now, just before we go on to some of the rest of these rights aren't typically legally enforceable. You can't, if you breach these rights, I could possibly take you to court, but it would be a bit of a fight. It'll be a bit of a struggle, and would I really want to go through all that hassle? No, not really. So they're there as guidelines, and it's sort of almost a gentleman's agreement that you'll stick to it, because if you don't, you won't get to buy the PLR rights again. People will blacklist you, and it won't be long before you find no one will sell you them. So, quite simply, it's worth sticking to them because it keeps the value of the private label rights for you and for the other people that buy them. Again, yes, can be converted into multimedia products and sold. This is one that you will see sometimes, not all the time, but it means that you can turn it into audio or video if you choose to. Now again, you will see this sometimes as well, maybe offered as a bonus with other paid products. So this means you can use it as a bonus, but not if you're giving away the main product. You can sell personal usage rights to others. Again, that's very, very typical. If it doesn't say yes there, then you really ought to be concerned. Yes, you can sell resale rights. Again, typically that's normal with private label rights and master resale rights. Usually private label rights means you can do almost anything. You can sell any type of rights to it that you want. Whether you can sell PLR rights or not depends on these rights. No, you can't. So typically this is one that you're looking for. If it says may sell private label rights, no, then that is non-transferable private label rights, which basically is more valuable because it means that the market isn't saturated with people selling the private label rights. Only the original purchasers will have the private label rights, which is of course very valuable. Again, this is another one that you want to see when you're looking at PLR rights. No, it can't be given away for free. Again, that retains the value. If you otherwise, I can remember a few years ago buying a private label rights product, fantastic product, really good. 6 months later, it was all over the giveaways being given away for free by people who couldn't market for toffee, and that's just a complete waste of a good product. So what's happened here is you'll find that a lot of the time in PLR rights it will state that you cannot give it away for free because people want to retain the value of the private label rights product for the people who have bought it. And again, this is the same. Can't be added to free membership sites. There's lots and lots of free membership sites out there. But again, if people are adding the PLR right products to them, instantly they've lost value. And again, this is another one. Often products lose value when they're sold on auction sites. Instantly a product goes from being high quality to rubbish because it's being sold and you can pick it up for 50 cents on eBay. So you want to make sure that it can't be sold on auction sites. Again, this is another one that's a bit touch and go, doesn't really matter too much, may be added to bundles of more than 4 products. It doesn't make a lot of difference. Yes, no. You may see one that says no or yes can be added to fire sales as well. That's someone. And again, this last one's a little bit tricky. Again, sometimes you may say, well, you can't claim copyright unless you change a significant amount of it. Again, that's designed to protect the value of your investment. But again, it says sell private label rights. I don't like private label rights where you can sell the private label rights to anyone you like, because as soon as you start doing that, it gets devalued, and what was a valuable product starts to become less valuable because everyone's got it. and you try and sell it, and most people look and they go, no, I've got 10 copies of that on my hard drive. So that's the reason. But this is how a rights statement will typically be presented to you. It'll be a number of statements with yeses and nos next to them. It's more or less become an industry standard now, just so it's very, very clear. You may find that the rights are presented to you either in a text file or in a PDF file. That's quite common. If you've got any doubts about the rights, just contact the site or the author and ask them. I mean, I know some membership sites are quite fussy about this, and they don't actually publish their rights very obviously, so sometimes you have to ask. But make sure you are 100% clear on the rights before you make any investment into PLR rights products, simply because you don't want to buy something, think, great, I can do this with it, and then realise that you can't, because then obviously that's going to be a bit of a wasted investment on your part. The PLR rights that are the most valuable, as I've just said, are the non-transferable PLR rights. This means that only you and the other people that bought it originally will have private label rights. No one else will do so. The most valuable are, of course, going to be those with the limited distribution and non-transferable PLR rights. You can expect to pay a premium for those, but they're much more valuable because they're not going to get saturated. You're not going to find everyone and their grandmother with a copy of the private label rights. So that's very, very important to most people. So basically, the lower the number of people who can buy the private label rights, the less saturated the market becomes. What many marketers will do will quickly just edit the videos to turn them round. Well, in fact, most of them, they won't even edit them. They'll just distribute them as is and sell master resale rights. So you can find master resale rights everywhere, but these people can only sell the products as is. They can't actually edit them and create their own products from them, which is the benefit to you of private label rights. Particularly in the internet marketing niche, you will find that if you sell non-transferable PLR rights, people will sell the master resale rights to them. Yes, you do find them all over the place, but you could use this to your advantage. What if you created a PLR product, sold non-transferable, sold master resale rights to it, and it was all branded with your link? Suddenly you'd find it everywhere. Everyone would be promoting it for you. Think about it. However, if you follow this course and you pay attention to what we're going to teach you and you really implement it, what you'll find is you'll be able to outsell all of them really easily. It's entirely possible, and you'll be surprised just how easy it is for you to outsell everybody using the techniques in this course. If you know what you do in PLR, you can profit from it day in and day out.